Part 69. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 681. The death of the two elders of the medicine garden immediately frightened the big demons who followed them. The two elders of the third level of the princes were killed by each other with just one palm. This was really too cruel and overbearing. However, since their own kings had no objections, they would not stop him and did not dare to resist. Qin Feng soon wiped out all the holy medicines and elixirs in the medicine garden. In just a few minutes, only some low-aged herbs were left in Ape King Huishan. After doing all this, Qin Feng was ready to leave. He was going to the next Demon King's cave. After seeing such precious elixirs in Ape King Mountain, he had an idea in his mind. By searching for the treasures treasured by the Demon King, he could get enough elixirs to refine Wuxiang Dan and evolve to Wuxiang 6. The realm of Chongtian. But after all, he was not a native of the Purple Mansion mysterious realm. It would be extremely difficult to find the Demon King's cave. Ape King, lead the way. Qin Feng saw the Ape King standing aside, and his heart suddenly moved. Having the Ape King, a local native, lead the way could shorten his time a lot. When the Ape King heard this, he originally wanted to refuse, but when he thought of Qin Feng's power, he swallowed the words he was about to say. He himself suffered heavy losses this time. There was a powerful Demon King hundreds of miles away from his cave. If the news about this place spreads, the Demon King will definitely laugh at him. Moreover, after learning that he has lost so many treasures and his strength is damaged, will the other party have any bad thoughts? So the Ape King thought that he could not suffer the loss alone, but wanted to drag several Demon Kings into the water. Yes. Thinking of this, the Ape King immediately made up his mind. He rose into the air and began to lead Qin Feng to the Wolf King's territory hundreds of miles away. The Wolf King did not participate in the competition for the opportunity in the creation pool, but was in retreat, and had not dealt with the Ape King. This was a good opportunity to trick him. Soon, the Ape King led Qin Feng and the others to the territory of Wolf King Mountain. This Wolf King Mountain is more dazzling and sacred than the Ape King Mountain. It is filled with countless elixirs, and the amazing fragrance of the medicines comes out, making people feel refreshed. Qin Feng's eyes swept over the Wolf King Mountain, and his eyes suddenly lit up. There were elixirs everywhere in the Wolf King Mountain, and the quality was much better than that of the Ape King Mountain. The Wolf King likes to play with these elixirs, flowers, and plants at first sight. In fact, their practical value is much better than the ornamental trees planted in Ape King Mountain. Moreover, there are countless fruit trees planted around Wolf King 3, and the fruits on them are all elixirs. The alluring fruity aroma comes, and the breath of life is rich. Without saying a word, Qin Feng and the Ape King rushed to the Wolf King's mountain and arrived at the mansion. The big demon who originally guarded the gate of Wolf King Mountain saw outsiders breaking in and wanted to stop them. However, they saw the phantom flash and Qin Feng and the others disappeared. But in the blink of an eye, Qin Feng and the others landed in the Wolf King's palace, which was far more dazzling than the Ape King's mansion. Unlike the Ape King's mansion, which is a cave, this is a human palace. On the main seat in the center, the demon Wolf King, sitting cross-legged, opened his eyes, with murderous intent flashing across his eyes. His cultivation was so powerful that he reached the 8th level of the princes. His terrifying aura radiated around him, and he instantly saw the Ape King here. At this moment, countless elders and great demons gathered in the main hall. The news that King Shang had become the Dachshund King had also reached them, and they were discussing how to deal with it. At this moment, after seeing the arrival of the Ape King, there were bursts of doubts in his eyes. Why did the Ape King come to my palace? The Wolf King let out a soft roar, and the hair on his body flew violently, showing extremely powerful fighting power. Before the Ape King could speak, Qin Feng, who was sitting on the horse, spoke first and said, "I'm a little tight lately, so I'd like to lend you some elixir." When the Wolf King heard this, his eyes turned cold. A mere human monk dared to blackmail him. He was really overestimating his capabilities. Ape King, what on earth is going on? Lao Wang ignored Qin Feng and instead focused on the Ape King. In his opinion, a mere monk from the 5th level of Wuxin was not enough for him to answer. And this young man was brought by the Ape King, and the cause of the matter lies with the Ape King. The Ape King wanted to tell the Wolf King the whole story, but Qin Feng didn't speak and he didn't dare to answer. Seeing that the Wolf King ignored him, Qin Feng's face showed a bright smile. He moved and in an instant, he was above the Wolf King and stepped down. The Wolf King's eyes turned cold. He raised his hand and pressed it towards the sky. With a bang, an extremely violent roar erupted from the sky and the earth. Qin Feng was suspended in mid-air, unmoved. The Wolf King's body was indeed shaking violently, and his arms were spasming slightly. If the seat he was sitting on was not an extremely strong magic weapon, he would probably be shaken to pieces under this attack. With this one, the Wolf King knew that he had underestimated Qin Feng, so he stood up from his seat. "Boy, what on earth do you mean?" The Wolf King's eyes were filled with icy cold light, and streaks of lightning appeared on his figure in the void, spreading out a powerful aura. "I just said it, and I don't want to repeat it a second time." Qin Feng smiled slightly. He was suspended in the air, and with a thought, the original Wolf King's chair suddenly rose up and came under Qin Feng, holding him up and suspended in the air, looking down at the Wolf King. This scene immediately made the Wolf King furious, and countless Wolf King mountain elders and big monsters were even more angry. Qin Feng's move was not only provoking the majesty of their Wolf King, but also slapping the face of their Wolf King monks, which made them unbearable. "My king, take a rest first, let me deal with him." On the left side of the Wolf King, a Tianjiao took the initiative to stand up. His cultivation was at the 4th level of the Lords, and he was a Tianjiao ranked in the top 10 of the Wolf King lineage. At such an age, he can reach such a terrifying realm, which is enough to show his strength and qualifications. It's just a pity that he wanted to show off in front of the Wolf Kings, but he chose the wrong person. Although his strength should not be underestimated, it is not enough compared to Qin Feng. Not far away, the Ape King saw the scene and his mouth trembled. This guy is really looking for death. "Brother Wolf King, I suggest you stop this Tianjiao from your Wolf King mountain and don't be too impulsive." The Ape King laughed. "This Tianjiao is very powerful. If nothing unexpected happens, he may be the next successor to the Wolf King. However, if he challenges Qin Feng, he will definitely die." Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article feed, placement, below article feed, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 682. Yu Xiang, the genius of Wolf King Mountain, suddenly sneered when he heard this. The human monk in front of him was at the 5th level of the formless heaven. In his opinion, how could such garbage be compared with him? Okay, break his legs first, and then ask the reason carefully. The demon Wolf King also had cold eyes. A mere human ant actually dared to come to their Wolf King mountain to rob them. He simply didn't know how to live or die. Although he noticed that Qin Feng's physical body was very powerful, comparable to his Wolf King's body, the opponent's state did not allow him to take action personally. Humph, it's really hopeless. When Qin Feng heard this, his face turned completely cold. He sat on the magic weapon seat in mid-air, looking down at the demon Wolf King and Yu Xiang below, completely ignoring them. This demon Wolf King's eyesight is far worse than that of the Ape King, and he really doesn't know how to be a demon. "Boy, if you dare to go against our Wolf King mountain, I think you are just tired of living." Yu Xiang's face turned cold, and a ferocious smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. As the genius of Wolf King Mountain, there were also countless elder monks from Wolf King Mountain in the main hall of Wolf King Mountain. This gave him great confidence, not to mention that he didn't think that Qin Feng's mere 5th level cultivation of Wuxiang could pose a threat to him, the genius of the 4th level princes. Well, since you are in a hurry to be reincarnated, I will give it to you. Qin Feng was completely speechless. The news about Wolf King Mountain was too unclear. He didn't see the Ape Kings respecting him. These people were so indifferent. He really didn't know what to say. Court death. Hearing this, Yu Xiang shouted suddenly and struck at Qin Feng. He mobilized the endless demonic energy in his body and punched Qin Feng with a sharp attack. Humph, I don't know whether to live or die. The corner of Qin Feng's mouth curved in a cold arc, and the next moment, he punched him with the same punch. The bright fist mark made the whole hall shake and almost broke into pieces. Buzz. In the main hall, countless patterns flashed to protect the safety of this main hall, otherwise it would be turned into a mess by such a terrifying power of shock. Bang! A deafening roar came, and terrifying energy raged in the main hall. A whirlwind of energy blew up here, and the pupils of countless demons and monks shrank. They had no idea that the human kid in front of them could actually compete with Yu Xiang, the genius of their clan. This was amazing. However, the next moment, an incredible scene happened in front of the great demon elders in the hall. They all gasped and their bodies were shaking with fear. After their prodigy faced off against the human monk, his entire arm shattered into a blood mist, which made them terrified. You know, this is still the result of Qin Feng's holding back. He only used the 8 bands and not the 9 bands. Otherwise, it would be too easy for him to kill Yu Xiang. Ah! A long and shrill howl spread throughout the Wolf King's palace, and Tianjiao Yuxiang's entire arm was shattered into blood mist. This was unbearable for him and he felt it was a great shame and humiliation. You must know that the reason why he was injured was entirely because he underestimated the enemy. In his opinion, it was easy to crush a human monk with his own realm of princes. However, the result was that he lost one of his arms, which he couldn't accept. Ah, boy, I'm going to kill you. Yu Xiang roared, 2 rays of light burst out from his eyes, and his expression became extremely ferocious. Silver-white demonic light surged from his body, blessing his body, making him look like a silver god of war, and his defensive power surged instantly. As a demon beast, his body is extremely powerful, and he is one of the great demons second only to the demon Wolf King. At this time, the anger in his heart reached the extreme, and he no longer held back. The energy in his body was burning like silver fire. In a state of rage, he rushed towards Qin Feng, and the hall was shaking. Facing Yu Xiang's ferocious attack, Qin Feng remained unafraid. The moment the opponent took action, he stepped forward, stepped on the immortal steps, rose up from his seat in the air, and struck out with a powerful palm. This palm is intertwined with the light of the lunar calendar and the sun, and the Qin seal is suppressing the moon, with the power of Mount Tai, releasing an invincible Taoist rhyme. At this moment, the void was trembling wildly, the Wolf King's hall was shaking, and countless great demons and elders in the audience were in an uproar. Such terrifying power made them all unable to control themselves. Immediately, everyone heard another scream. Yu Xiang, who had originally swooped towards Qin Feng, had frightened eyes and flew backwards at a faster speed than when he came. Boom! The moon item hit the wall of the hall, causing the whole hall to shake. Even if it was protected by a formation, it could not withstand it. In an instant, the entire wall collapsed and smoke billowed. I'll go. Nah, is this still a human? He looks more like a monster than a monster. In the main hall, countless elders and great demons gasped. Yu Xiang was a strong man in the 4th heaven of the princes. He was the pride of their Wolf King Mountain, and few could rival him. But for such a genius, he was blown away by the opponent without any effort, and he still didn't know whether he was alive or dead. This simply refreshed their understanding. Countless big demons, with dull eyes, were all horrified to the extreme when they saw Qin Feng killing Yu Xiang in a matter of seconds without using his strength. Even the Ape King was frightened after seeing the scene for the first time. He had seen Qin Feng's strength more than once, and it was unbelievable to see Qin Feng take action again. At such a young age, he had such fighting power, which was simply fierce and chaotic. It was really incomprehensible. Ye Qingqing's beautiful eyes sparkled on the back of the dragon horse. She was amazed at Qin Feng's extraordinary grace. Her little man was so young, but he stood at the peak of young strong men. Among the young generation, even the Son of God and the Son of the Saint could not compare with him. He was invincible in the young generation. In the distance, Yu Xiang was lying on the ground, breathing heavily. At this time, he had already understood the gap between himself and Qin Feng. If it weren't for the last moment, he mobilized the true energy of his whole body to protect his heart meridian. I'm afraid he would have been completely killed by Qin Feng's punch. In the hall, the scene was silent. For a moment, everyone was silent. Without the order of the Demon Wolf King, the other great demon cultivators did not dare to go to rescue Yu Xiang. At this moment, the atmosphere here was extremely strange. The elders of the Demon Wolf Hall knew that Yu Xiang, as a genius, was defeated by Qin Feng. This was a loss of face for the Demon Wolf King, and he could not hold his face. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 683. Brother Wolf King, what do you think we should do? At this time, the Ape King on the side continued to gloat and said, I have already said that Mr. Qin is not a trivial matter. I asked you to stop this genius of yours from Wolf King Mountain and not to be too impulsive. But you didn't listen and you ended up like this. What a shame. Ape King, stop your gloating face. The enchanting king snorted coldly, his eyes bursting with cold murderous intent, and his cold eyes swept towards Qin Feng. Boy, no matter who you are, if you dare to hurt me, the genius of Wolf King Mountain, you are making an enemy of me. I want you to die. A terrifying expression bloomed on the Wolf King's face. As a strong man from the 8th heaven of the princes, he was not afraid of Qin Feng, who was in the 5th heaven without form. I just want to borrow some elixir from you. Why do you have to cause so much trouble? Giving it to the Wolf King is the same as giving it to me. Qin Feng smiled and looked at the Wolf King. The entire Demon King force in the Purple Mansion Mysterious Realm was gathering the treasures on the mountain and wanted to go to the Shangyang clan to please the Shang King. Rather than letting King Shang obtain these treasures and increase his strength, it is better to cut them off at the source and increase his own strength. Otherwise, when King Shang collects the treasures of the Zifuxian realm and stabilizes the realm, it will pose a great threat to him. Boy, do you have any last words? The Wolf King took a step forward, powerful demonic energy spreading from his body. His expression was extremely confident. Qin Feng's words did not cause much fluctuation in him. As a Demon King in the Purple Mansion Mysterious Realm, he had been challenged by many, but without any accidents. None of those challengers could shake his position in Wolf King Mountain, and he killed them all one by one. Bastard, since you are so ignorant of promotion, there is no reason to keep you. Qin Feng's face turned completely cold. The Demon Wolf King was so uncooperative that he simply killed him to frighten the big demon here and achieve his goal. As Qin Feng's words fell, he instantly rose from his chair in the air, and 2 gleams of cold lightning burst out in his eyes. Your Majesty, there is something wrong with this boy, you must be careful. In the Wolf King's palace, countless elders were worried about the Wolf King's safety and stood on both sides of the Wolf King, preparing to protect him. Don't worry, The mere human ants can't hurt me yet, so you can step back for now. The Demon Wolf King was very confident. He took a step forward, and a huge Wolf King appeared behind him. A terrifying demonic aura spread out and swept towards Qin Feng. As a moon wolf, he could become the Wolf King in this crisis-ridden Purple Mansion mysterious realm. His talent and strength should not be underestimated. Bang! Qin Feng took action boldly, his palms filled with golden light, and he blasted towards the Demon Wolf King. This palm, after being blessed by the 9 forbiddens, was used with the strength of his formless 5th level heaven. It was indestructible and the speed was extremely fast. Crack! The Demon Wolf King did not dare to be too powerful. The demonic aura around him soared, and he was ready to forcefully take down Qin Feng's palm and counter-attack at the same time. However, he miscalculated. Qin Feng's speed reached the extreme. After the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, this palm was even more terrifying, and it hit the Demon Wolf King's chest hard. Puff! As the 8th level of strength among the princes, the Demon Wolf King had strong energy surging in his body, but he could not dodge Qin Feng's attack. In an instant, the Demon Wolf King let out a scream, his body flew out and hit a pillar, looking miserable. This. Privately, the great demons and monks in the hall were all shocked. Their king was actually knocked away by the other party's palm. His appearance was not much stronger than that of Tianjiao Yuxiang, which made them terrified. Mother, you are such an evil beast and you don't know how to praise me. Now I ask you, what are your last words? Qin Feng's speed was very fast. He stepped on the immortal steps and quickly punched more than a dozen punches. These dozen punches hit the Wolf King's face accurately, causing the Demon Wolf King to scream one after another. However, he had no way to do it, because Qin Feng's speed was so fast that he couldn't avoid it. In just a few breaths, Qin Feng used a set of combos to defeat the Demon Wolf King without any temper. His speed was so fast that once he made a move, there was no room for the Demon Wolf King to regret, and he ravaged the opponent, leaving him unable to resist. Ah! I'm going to kill you. The Demon Wolf King was beaten by Qin Feng, which made his face completely unbearable. He felt that he had been humiliated, and the light shone on his body, ready to launch a fatal blow to Qin Feng. It was at this time that a fairy gold iron chain flew out from Qin Feng's fingertips. This fairy gold iron chain suddenly climbed up the body of the Demon Wolf King and tied him up. At this moment, the Demon Wolf King was shocked. He struggled all over, trying to break free of the iron chain. However, as the top magic weapon of the Earth Immortal, the binding immortal lock was too strong. As the Demon Wolf King tightened it tighter and tighter, it finally sealed the energy in his body and completely suppressed him. In the distance, the elders and monsters of Wolf King Mountain all had horrified looks in their eyes. They rose up in the air, preparing to fight together to save their own Wolf King. Qin Feng's eyes turned cold. He held the Demon Wolf King's neck in his hand and glanced around. Why do you want to fight in a group, right? If anyone dares to take a step forward, I will break his neck. Qin Feng was suspended in the air, holding the Demon Wolf King like a puppy. He was calm and composed, his white clothes fluttering, and he didn't take the people here seriously at all. But this is the territory of Wolf King Mountain, not to mention that countless great demons and elders of Wolf King Mountain gathered in the hall. At this moment, they have surrounded Qin Feng and stopped him in the middle. They took out magic weapons, and their murderous auras soared. Faced with such a battle, even the Ape King was frightened. He swallowed his saliva subconsciously. At this time, the elders and great demons of Wolf King Mountain were all very angry. In such a fierce scene, even he, the Demon King, did not dare to say such cruel words, let alone threaten these people. After all, in the other party's territory, he threatened to kill the Demon Wolf King, and he would definitely not be able to escape. However, he knew that Qin Feng was completely different. The mounts he issued were far beyond the reach of ordinary cultivators. The other party, with Qin Feng, easily escaped from the hands of the great accomplishment king. As long as the other party wanted to, it would be easy to escape from this Wolf King mountain. Let go of the king. Boy, let go of the king, we will spare your life. The hall was filled with murderous aura, and the eyes of many elders were terrifying. A human cultivator was rampant on their Wolf King mountain, which was a shame for them. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 684. In the Wolf King's Hall, many great demons and elders surrounded Qin Feng, all with murderous intent. Boy, you have to understand your situation. If you offend our Wolf King mountain, you won't be able to run away. Hurry up and release our king. If you dare to kill our king, you will die without a burial place. There was a commotion in the main hall, and they threatened Qin Feng, trying to get him to let go of his Wolf King. Boy, even if you don't think about yourself, you should also think about your companions. Do you think they can run away after hurting our king? At this time, other elders saw Yeching Cheng and Long Ma standing aside, and they all threatened them with words. In their opinion, although Qin Feng is very powerful, Qin Feng's girlfriend, whose cultivation is in the formless realm, cannot be compared with the human monk in front of them. As long as the other person's safety is used as a threat, the kid will definitely give in. This is undoubtedly not a very good idea. Well, you actually dare to threaten me. They are protected by the Ape King. I am not worried about their safety. But you are threatening me. You want the king inside to die. Qin Feng was unmoved. He looked at the elder with evil intentions, and the corner of his mouth curled up with a hint of teasing. As soon as these words came out, many of the elders of Wolf King Mountain present were in an uproar. Countless elders and monks all looked at the elder with expressions of disbelief. That elder usually doesn't deal well with the demon Wolf King. If Qin Feng follows your lead and kills the demon Wolf King, I'm afraid he will successfully ascend to the throne and become the next Wolf King here. Why are you looking at me like this? Isn't using this kid's wife to threaten him the most appropriate method? The elder from Wolf King Mountain was about to burst out with anger. He suddenly took 2 steps back. The look in his elder's eyes made him very uncomfortable. Haha, do you think that with the Ape King guarding us, we have a chance to get close? You have angered this kid, which is very detrimental to the king. That's right, the most urgent task now is to let him release the king. The countless big demon elders in the audience were in an uproar. As an elder, it was obvious that he had no good intentions when he spoke at this time. Not far away, the Ape King looked at this scene, and his eyes suddenly jumped. It seemed that the rumored Wolf King Mountain was not monolithic. Many people were not convinced by the demon Wolf King. As for the bad things they did here, Qin Feng was too lazy to get involved. He looked at everyone around him and continued, just because you want to threaten my woman is really a daydream. However, it seems that some of you want me to kill her. Did he want to rebel if he lost the Wolf King? Boy, you are such a mouthful. Bastard, I advise you to let the king go as soon as possible, otherwise you will only die. Many elders of Wolf King Mountain had fire in their eyes. Although their king was captured, they still swooped over, their murderous auras soaring. Qin Feng felt helpless. It seemed that the Wolf King of Wolf King Mountain was not very convincing. What these people did was obviously to make him really kill the Wolf King. Young man, if you want to use me to threaten the elders here, you have made the wrong idea. For our Wolf King Mountain, strength is the most important thing. If I, the Wolf King, die, there will soon be a Wolf King who will come to the throne and personally take care of me. I take revenge." The Wolf King snorted coldly. Although he was caught, he was not very angry. At this point, he has become a piece of fish on the chopping board and can only be slaughtered by the other party. But the only thing that made him regretful was that after he had been operating in Wolf King Mountain for so many years, these people only respected him as king because of his strong strength. At this moment, after seeing that he was caught by the enemy, some people actually wanted to take his place, which made him very helpless. However, he also knows that Wolf King Mountain values strength. Even if he is lucky enough to survive, he will no longer be able to convince the public and can only abdicate honestly. Boom! Countless elders took action in an instant, and the magical weapons greeted Qin Feng, and for a while, the demonic aura soared into the sky. At this moment, the Wolf King was terrified. He knew that he would never be able to stop such an attack. Just when he thought Qin Feng would block him, he never thought that Qin Feng would directly use the golden bell to protect him. Countless magical weapons attacked Qin Feng, and were blocked by the God King's golden bell. There was a loud noise, but they could not break through his defense. Roar! Immediately afterwards, a dragon talisman flew out of Qin Feng's body. The dragon talisman instantly grew larger in the void and crushed the surrounding elders. Under the blessing of the 9 Forbiddens, this dragon talisman swept across the void without any suspense. In an instant, countless elders and big demons were blasted away, and screams could not be heard. Ah! There were screams and screams in the main hall of Wolf King Mountain. Many demons and elders were trembling in their hearts. They could not understand Qin Feng's strength at all. Qin Feng easily captured their Wolf King and resisted hundreds of their demons. Such fighting power was unbearable for them and was really shocking. You must know that even their Wolf King cannot stop so many monks from joining forces without any harm. Damn, this kid is so fierce. He defeated all of us so easily. It's really unstoppable. Even our king is no match. What should we do? Many great monsters and monks in the Wolf King Hall were talking about it, with fear in their eyes. Their own Wolf King was still in the hands of the other party, which made them all at a loss as to what to do. Wolf King, I will give you another chance. As long as you gather the spiritual medicines and elixirs of the clan and present them to me, I will spare your life. Qin Feng did not want to kill all the great monsters on the Wolf King Mountain. His purpose was just to get enough spiritual medicines and holy medicines to refine the Wuxiang pill. As for the internal affairs of the Wolf King Mountain, he did not want to intervene. Okay, I agree. The Wolf King thought again and again, and still felt that his life was more important. If the treasures were gone, he could still save them, but if his life was gone, everything would be gone. Although he was extremely unwilling, he could only agree. For any backbone, his life was the most important. Qin Feng got the answer he wanted, and he let the Wolf King go. At this time, he was not afraid that the Wolf King would regret it. If the other party really didn't know how to behave, he wouldn't mind leveling the entire Wolf King palace. Soon, the Wolf King presented all his savings over the years to Qin Feng, and in a moment, the treasures here piled up into a small mountain. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 685. Wolf King, you are very smart. Qin Feng said with a smile that he and the Demon Wolf King had reached a consensus on fighting and gained a lot from the Demon Wolf King's accumulation over the years. Not only that, in addition to offering countless elixirs and secret treasures, the Wolf King also wanted to donate nearly 100 beauties from his wolf clan to Qin Feng. These people have all transformed, but they still have some moon wolf forms, fluffy tails, and smart animal ears. They have a different style, and they are all charming. However, Qin Feng didn't have much interest in them, so he refused directly. His purpose here was just for the elixirs and elixirs. As for the beauty of the wolf tribe that had turned into a human form, he was not very interested. "Why are you still standing there? Why don't you quickly take out the treasured elixirs for Mr. Qin to choose from? If Mr. Qin likes a few, it will be a huge favor for you." The Wolf King was not angry and proud. He glanced at the great demon elders around him, with murderous intent flashing in his eyes. There are outsiders present at this time, and the Wolf King also knows that it is not advisable to go to war, but afterward, he must clean up the house, and there will definitely be a bloody storm. Many elders and great demons in the Wolf King Palace were as silent as cicadas. Although he complained, after seeing Qin Feng's power, he did not dare to hold back and donated his treasures that he had collected for many years. At this moment, in the main hall of Wolf King Mountain, countless elixirs and elixirs were piled up into a small mountain, far more than what he got in Ape King Mountain. Moreover, he harvested a lot of spiritual fruits here, and it is estimated that after refining, it will be enough for him to ascend to the 6th level of the formless heaven. Originally, there were many sources of cultivation in Qin Feng's space. The holy medicines, elixirs, and phaseless elixirs stored in the system space were comparable to those of some great sects. Soon after, Qin Feng rode a dragon horse and came to a hidden valley with Yeqing Cheng. He took out the purple gold bagua furnace and started refining elixirs, preparing to improve his strength. Buzz. In the valley, the breeze blew across his face. In front of Qin Feng, there were piles of various precious medicinal materials. Countless elixirs and holy medicines were piled into a hill, and a brilliant glow flowed out, making the place filled with spiritual energy. As for the Ape King, Qin Feng let him go back. Before killing King Shang, he was not going to take the Demon King here to the Suzaku Holy Land. The difficulty of refining the high-grade phaseless elixir is not low, and it is quite tricky for the alchemy master. However, for Qin Feng now, it is already within his grasp. Now his level of alchemy has surpassed that of Alchemy King and reached the level of Alchemy Master, and his level of refining alchemy has also been significantly improved. Buzz. The purple gold bagua furnace transformed to a size of 10 feet, like a hill, flowing with brilliant rays of light, which was extremely bright. Whoosh. As each Suzaku divine fire ignited from Qin Feng's fingertips, he placed each elixir into the purple gold bagua furnace. Countless medicinal materials quickly melted under the burning of the Suzaku divine fire and became medicinal liquid. As Qin Feng moved the magic formula, the liquid in the furnace began to condense, and soon the prototype of the elixir was formed. Even Qin Feng had to concentrate on refining so many elixirs at one time. He was silent in his mind and concentrated on refining the elixirs. Feeling that the elixir in the Zijin Bagua furnace was taking shape, Qin Feng's eyes lit up. Although the refining of the elixir was very hasty this time, the quality of the elixir was very good and of superior quality. The elixir had taken shape, and Qin Feng finally breathed a sigh of relief. Next, he only needed to control the flames and maximize its medicinal power to succeed. While Qin Feng was refining the elixir, a dozen monks came from the sky in the distance. These monks were human monks who later entered the Zifu mysterious realm. They were exploring the Zifu mysterious realm and soon came to the top of the mountain where Qin Feng and the others were. "Senior brother, look, there is a strange phenomenon blooming in that place. Could it be that a secret treasure has appeared in the world?" Some monks said that they saw a vision blooming in the valley ahead, which made them unable to calm down. No, such amazing life energy should come from a holy medicine. There were expressions of surprise on the faces of these monks. They came from a great sect in Yanbei, the Divine Sword sect. "I heard that there are treasures everywhere in the Zifu Xianjing. I didn't expect that we found such treasures just after we came in. We are really lucky." The monks of the Divine Sword sect discussed. They looked at the valley with fiery eyes, and the spiritual energy blooming was extremely exciting. Soon these monks rushed towards the valley where Qin Feng and the others were. Originally, Qin Feng's formation level was able to block the spiritual energy of the elixir from dispersing, but this time he refined too many elixirs at once, nearly hundreds of thousands of phaseless elixirs, and the number had exceeded the sum of the elixirs possessed by some holy places. So many elixirs were gathered together, and all of them reached the top rank above rank 8. The dense spiritual energy they gathered broke through Qin Feng's concealment formation, and unleashed such a terrifying vision. However, with the guardians of Yeqing Cheng and Long Ma, Qin Feng is not worried about his safety at all. Unless King Shang comes in person, no one in this secret realm can threaten his life. When I go, it's not that there is a holy medicine in the world, but someone is refining it. Oh my God, such amazing spiritual energy, there are probably tens of thousands of pills in this furnace. In the air, all the cultivators of the Divine Sword sect were stunned. Their eyes were wide open, staring at the huge purple gold Bagua furnace in the valley, with greed in their eyes. Such an astonishing amount of ammunition is definitely worth a fortune. Even if they are divided among more than a dozen people, each person will have a considerable fortune. At this time, the elixir in the alchemy furnace was almost refined. Qin Feng withdrew the Suzaku divine fire in his hand and opened the alchemy furnace. As the furnace cover was opened, countless elixirs gushed out at once, and a stream of life essence intertwined, and soon filled up a huge jade table prepared by Qin Feng. The life essence of this hill-like elixir was so rich that the amazing energy spread to the distant sky, making the cultivators of the Divine Sword sect red-eyed. Brother, this kid is just a cultivator without form and without weight, not as good as us. At this time, a cultivator of the Divine Sword sect raised his palm and made a beheading gesture. In his opinion, Qin Feng's cultivation level was only the 5th level of Wuxiang, while their senior brother Mo Yun had already reached the 3rd level of Zuhao. Moreover, the weakest of the other brothers had the strength of the 9th level of Wuxiang. Facing Qin Feng, who was only the 5th level of Wuxiang, they really didn't take him seriously. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 686. These monks can clearly sense Qin Feng's cultivation, and their mere Wuxiang 5th layer strength is not taken seriously by them at all. You know, among the dozen or so of them, the weakest one has reached the 5th phase and 9th level, and Qin Feng is not even qualified to let them look at each other. And senior brother, look, that little lady was born like a flower, and her cultivation level is only at the 7th level of the Wuxiang heaven. Doesn't senior brother just lack a concubine? He, why not? Some other monks encouraged her, saying that Yeqing Cheng was extremely beautiful, her figure was enchanting and exquisite, and she was very eye-catching. Upon hearing this, Mo Yun, the senior brother of the Divine Sword sect, stared at Yeqing Cheng and was unwilling to move away for a long time. Such a beautiful woman really made him like her very much, and he couldn't compare to such a beauty who searched for beauties from their sect. These two humans are nothing to be afraid of. It's just that strange horse. I can't see its cultivation level. We can't be careless about this. Mo Yun, the eldest brother of the Divine Sword sect, although he really wanted to see these phaseless divine pills, he was still cautious. Ryoma was protecting the law at the side. He looked very sacred, and he couldn't see clearly the cultivation level of Ryoma, so this made him feel very unsure. Not far away, the big ears of the dragon horse that was lying down to protect Qin Feng flickered. It heard the monk's English, and its big mouth curved, suppressing the cultivation. Senior brother, you are worrying too much. The beast's cultivation level is just the state of rebirth. How can it be so scary? The monks on the side immediately saw clearly the cultivation level of Long Ma. Long Ma's cultivation level was barely in the realm of rebirth. To them, he was simply an ant. Mo Yun, the eldest brother of the Divine Sword sect, frowned when he heard this. He used his heavenly eyes and discovered that the realm that Long Ma had obtained was indeed the realm of rebirth. In this moment, the haze in his heart was swept away. Boy, this pot of elixir is so extraordinary, we want it. Yes, in this wilderness, if you possess so many pills, you will definitely be targeted by bad guys. In that case, you will only die. This is the stone spirit that is rewarded to you. Take it. Mo Yun, the senior brother of Shenjian sect, waved his hand and threw dozens of spiritual stones, which landed in front of Qin Feng. They have a large number of people and can reward each other with dozens of spiritual stones. In their opinion, this is already a great gift. Roll. Qin Feng didn't even raise his eyes, and then let out a cold snort. He wanted to buy hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills from him for dozens of spirit stones. He was simply taking advantage of him. Boy, we want your elixir to give you face. Don't be disrespectful. A sneer appeared on the corner of Mo Yun's junior brother's mouth. Faced with such a situation, the boy in front of him still couldn't grasp it clearly, and his mind was probably confused by alchemy and refining. Go away, don't let me say it a third time. With a thought in his mind, Qin Feng used a jade bottle to collect the elixir in front of him, and then he stood up. A mere ant from the 5th level of heaven can be such an arrogant boy. You seem to not understand your situation. Mo Yun of the Divine Sword sect's face turned completely gloomy. He originally wanted to save Qin Feng's life, but the other party was so disrespectful. In an instant, he displayed the special skill of the Divine Sword sect, and all the swords returned to the sect. Suddenly, hundreds of fairy swords appeared behind Mo Yun. Those fairy swords flowed out of the sky with sword light, possessing destructive power. They turned into a sea of swords and were almost indestructible. I'll go, senior brother thinks too highly of this kid. As soon as senior brother came up, he used his special moves. The power was simply terrifying. Many monks from the Divine Sword sect were very surprised and found it unbelievable that their senior brother's cultivation level was enough to crush this boy. However, my senior brother used his special skills as soon as he came up. He was really cautious and worthy of being their senior brother. Boy, you are just a loser, but you still want to be compared with our senior brother. You are really desperate. If you weren't ignorant, I should have left your body intact. But don't worry, we will make good arrangements for your woman. Haha, don't worry, after you die and your woman gets tired of being played by our senior brothers, we will definitely take care of her for you. There were 3 monks from the Divine Sword sect with a ferocious smile on their lips, and they sent messages to Qin Feng to disturb Qin Feng's thoughts. They looked at Qin Feng's expression, wanting to see his panic. Originally, Qin Feng just wanted to drive these people away, but now these people were actually plotting against Yeching Chen, which instantly made his face darken. So many phaseless elixirs would make these people greedy, which was understandable. Qian felt that although these people were greedy for a while, they had no way to die, so he was ready to let them live. However, after hearing the harsh words they said to Yeching Chen, he instantly became furious and was not prepared to give these people any chance. Court death. Qin Feng's figure moved. While Mo Yun's 10,000 swords Kazong was still condensing, he stepped on the immortal steps and disappeared in an instant. In an instant, Qin Feng stood on the top of Jijin and struck a brilliant blow. The red sword light swept through the sky, and the terrifying light flashed past. The monks of the Divine Sword sect were all shocked. Especially the 3 people who made the rude remarks just now found that they could not avoid Qin Feng's sword and could only passively greet it. At this moment, a heavy amount of Gang Qi surged through their bodies to protect themselves from death. They wanted to withstand this blow and wait for their senior brothers to come to rescue them. However, Qin Feng's speed was too fast, and the sword energy emitted by the Juexian sword under the Nine Forbidden Sword was indestructible, crossing the sky. The three monks from the Divine Sword sect could not withstand Qin Feng's killing move. They were killed in the void, and their blood flowed freely. The disciples of Shenjiu's Divine Sword sect were all stunned, with a look of horror in their eyes. Qin Feng killed three of their brothers so easily. Such terrifying fighting power made them tremble with fear. In the distance, Mo Yun's face was ferocious. Qin Feng killed three of his junior brothers in front of him, which made him instantly furious. These monks are all his junior disciples, and they are all his team members. They are the foundation for him to lead the sect in the Divine Sword sect in the future. However, those three people were killed by Qin Feng, which made one can imagine the anger in his heart. You dare to kill my junior brother, I will make you pay for it with blood. Mo Yun, the elder brother of the Divine Sword sect, had a ferocious murderous intention on his face. In an instant, the 10,000 swords behind him gathered together, and the bright sword light swept through the sky, killing Qin Feng. Come. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 687. Haha, if I wasn't yours and was too greedy, how could I end up like this? Qin Feng sneered. In front of him, the immortal sword transformed into a huge divine phoenix, flowing out terrifying divine fire. Chi. The terrifying divine phoenix sword blasted out, instantly shattering the void. The unimaginable energy caused the world to twist and spread out endless ripples. Mo Yun of the divine sword sect's face darkened, and the sword energy around him turned into a sea of swords, and a sword curtain stood in front of him. The sword curtain carries terrifying power and penetrates towards Qin Feng cave, its power is earth-shattering. Boom! The sword curtain collided with Qin Feng's divine phoenix sword in an instant, and endless divine light spread out between the sky and the earth. The sword curtain was melted by the divine phoenix in an instant, and could not stop Qin Feng's divine phoenix sword at all. Bang! At this moment, as the sword curtain disappeared, Mo Yun's figure was revealed. He spent all his efforts to finally extinguish Qin Feng's divine phoenix sword, but he himself looked extremely embarrassed. This is impossible. Mo Yun couldn't believe it. His eyes shrank for a while, and he was extremely surprised. He didn't expect that the trump card that he relied on for survival was so vulnerable in front of the opponent, which he couldn't accept. Impossible? Haha, everything is possible. Qin Feng sneered, he stepped on the immortal steps, and in an instant he was above Mo Yun, and stepped out diagonally. Bang! This kick burst into golden light, carrying the power of imagination, and struck Mo Yun's body. In an instant, the protective armor on Mo Yun's body suddenly cracked, and his whole body seemed to have been hit by a cannonball. He fell back thousands of meters and hit a big mountain, making a loud noise. This senior brother actually lost. How come? The remaining disciples of the Divine Sword sect were all terrified. They did not expect that their senior brother, a peerless master of the third level of the princes, would be so vulnerable in the opponent's hands, which made them completely unbelievable. Senior brother Mo Yun is a truly peerless genius among the Divine Sword sect, and even some elders and deputy heads are no match for him. However, the eldest brother was unable to make a single move in the opponent's hands, which made them stunned. Brush. Seeing that he was no match for the enemy, Mo Yun made a quick decision. He turned into a bolt of lightning and disappeared into the sky in an instant. This. Many monks in the Divine Sword sect were all shocked. Their senior brother actually left them and fled alone. This was unacceptable to them. How could senior brother do this? Didn't he say that he would never leave us behind if we were in danger? The monks of the Divine Sword sect widened their eyes. They all felt that the mountain in their hearts had completely collapsed as they watched their senior brother flee. "Senior, spare your life. Senior, you don't care about the faults of others, don't be the same as us. Forgive me, Senior." When the other monks of the Divine Sword sect saw this, they immediately knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Qin Feng. They knew that it was better to ask Qin Feng than anyone else at this time. None of their senior brothers were hostile to each other. Faced with such a scene, they could no longer resist any resistance and could only ask Qin Feng to spare their lives. Originally, Qin Feng didn't want to kill them, and the people who had spoken rudely to Yeching Cheng had been completely killed by him, and he would not be angry with the remaining 8 people. "Okay, leave the elixirs on you, then run aside and kneel for a day, and I will spare you." Qin Feng said slowly. He was not a murderous person, and he would not kill everyone. When the monks from the Divine Sword sect heard this, they immediately felt relieved. They knew that their lives were saved. As long as their lives can be saved, they are willing to kneel for 2 days and 10 days, let alone 1 day, and do not dare to resist at all. Without any delay, the monks from the Divine Sword sect immediately placed all the elixirs they carried not far from Qin Feng, then ran to the side and knelt down. Several big demons passed by in the distance, and they all turned to stone after seeing this scene. Several powerful human monks actually knelt on the ground, kowtowing to a low-level monk. This made them feel extremely unreal. After beating Mo Yun away, the valley began to quiet down. The environment here was pretty good, and he was not going to change places. He wanted to refine the elixir here and improve his realm. Soon, he was refining endless pills in the jade bottle in front of him, and the energy in his body began to increase. Just when Qin Feng was improving his level, Mo Yun, the senior brother of the Divine Sword sect, had already arrived beside the Guardian Elder. This time, during their adventure in the secret realm, a powerful protector elder accompanied them into the Purple Mansion mysterious realm. After they encountered a powerful divine bird, the Guardian Elder was delighted to see the hunter and separated from them. After he knew that he was no match for Qin Feng, he immediately decided to go find the Guardian Elder. Not long ago, he almost died in a battle with Qin Feng, and he realized the gap between himself and Qin Feng. He believes that although Qin Feng's monks only have the 5th level of Wuxiangtian, he feels that the opponent's combat effectiveness is comparable to that of the princes. Ordinary fairy magic weapons cannot prevent the opponent's attacks, and their combat effectiveness is simply terrifying. What happened to Yunur? The Guardian Elder frowned when he saw the injuries all over Mo Yun's body. He knew very well that his own genius could reach such a realm at such a young age, and his talent was extraordinary. Not long ago, he took more than a dozen disciples to explore the secret realm, and now, only he came back. He must have encountered unimaginable troubles. Reply to the elder, "We met a human cultivator in the valley. The kid was very evil. He killed 3 of our junior brothers and captured the rest. I tried my best to rescue them, but I was no match for them. I can only come to ask you for help." Mo Yun exaggerated and told his original experience, especially focusing on Qin Feng refining countless pills. The Guardian Elder Mo Liang heard the words and his eyes were bright. His current cultivation level is at the 7th level of the princes. If he wants to break through again, he needs countless pills. The hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills were enough for him to advance to a higher realm. It was very troublesome to refine Wuxiang pills, and they were also very effective for the existence of the vassal realm. If there were really hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills in that valley, it would be a very precious resource, enough for him to advance to the 8th level of the vassal realm. Let's go and save those disciples. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 688. Mo Liang, the Guardian Elder of the Divine Sword sect, has reached the 8th level of the Lords, and is one of the best masters of the Divine Sword sect. Hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills can help him reach the 9th level of the Lords, and there is more than enough. Although the remaining pills will make his body produce some drug resistance, if they are sold, they will be worth a fortune. And they can also be exchanged for many cultivation resources. For him, it is simply an excellent fortune, which makes him have to be tempted. After all, the more you practice, the more resources you need, especially for the strong in the Lord's field. The treasures consumed are huge. Mo Yang gave an order and prepared to go to the valley where Qin Feng and his disciples were, to save their disciples of the Divine Sword sect and obtain the source of cultivation. Of course, what he called saving the disciples of the Divine Sword sect was secondary, and the hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills that Qin Feng refined were the main purpose of the formation. Yes, Elder. Mo Yun agreed and led the way. He couldn't stand it when he thought about how Qin Feng had injured him in front of everyone not long ago, making him lose face. At this time, the Guardian Elder took action, which not only allowed him to regain his face, but also killed the person who made him lose face, and relieved his anger. The only thing that made him a little concerned was that he left his fellow disciples and fled alone, and he didn't know how those disciples would criticize him. I hope my fellow disciples are still alive. Mo Yun said truthfully, but only he knew what he was thinking. Swish. Mo Yun took some pills, stabilized his own blood and qi, and flew into the air with Mo Yang, rushing towards the direction where Qin Feng and the others were. In the valley where Qin Feng was, he was advancing brilliantly. He refined hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills, and the energy in his body was significantly improved. This time, he refined hundreds of thousands of pills. Such a large amount of pills was enough to allow hundreds of cultivators to advance brilliantly. However, for him, so many pills could only improve one realm. In the jade bottle, the pills were significantly reduced, and soon half of them disappeared. Qin Feng's God King C also accelerated the refining energy. Countless lights enveloped him and were absorbed and refined by him. Soon, Qin Feng's cultivation level was close to the 6th level of Wuxiang. After he refined and absorbed all the Wuxiang pills, his cultivation level reached the peak of the 6th level of Wuxiang. Alas, it's a little short, otherwise I can improve 2 realms. Qin Feng felt a little regretful. He was different from others. He had no realm bottleneck. As long as he had enough energy, he could improve his realm. Originally, he thought that hundreds of thousands of Wuden pills were enough for him to break through to the 7th level of Wuxiang. At that time, he would have a full chance of winning against the Shang King. Now, after his cultivation level has been raised to a higher level, the amount of elixirs needed has doubled. He has only reached the peak of the 6th level of Wuxiang, but he has already used up all the Wuxiang elixirs. With the strength of the 6th level of Wuxiang, if he encounters the Shang King, he will only have a 60% chance of winning. Buzz. At this time, 2 divine power fluctuations came from the distant sky. Qin Feng used his fire eyes and looked into the distance. He sensed a trace of dangerous breath. Not long ago, the brothers of the boys who escaped came with helpers. Seeing this scene, Qin Feng showed a sneer at the corner of his mouth. Maybe after killing these 2 people, the system will reward some more elixirs. Maybe then, he can be promoted to the 7th level of Wuxiang. It's the eldest brother who's back. And the Guardian Elder, so the eldest brother went to ask the Guardian Elder to save us. I said the eldest brother would never leave us alone. The cultivators of the Divine Sword sect knelt on the ground, looking at the figure that broke through the air in the distance, and their faces showed excitement. The Guardian Elder's cultivation level was as high as the 8th level of the prince's. With such strength, it is hard to find an opponent in the Purple Mansion's secret realm. Perhaps the Guardian Elder can kill Qin Feng directly, so that they don't need to kneel here for a whole day. For a while, the cultivators of the Divine Sword sect were a little agitated, and their kneeling figures also became throbbing. Don't panic, "Junior brothers, I'm here with the elders to save you." When Mo Yun saw the junior brothers kneeling in the mountains, his heart suddenly sank. When he thought of his previous embarrassing appearance, he was seen by these junior brothers, which made him feel very unhappy. However, since these 7 people were not dead, he naturally had to pretend to care about these junior brothers very much, otherwise he would lose even the little respect that his junior brothers had left. "What's wrong with Yunur? This kid's strength is not the 5th level of Wuxiang." Mo Liang's face suddenly changed. He found that Qin Feng's cultivation was at the 6th level of Wuxiang, not the 5th level of Wuxiang as Mo Yun described to him. Reply to the elder, "This kid has countless Wuxiang pills. He must have swallowed the pills and improved his realm." Mo Yun's face suddenly changed. He found that in just a few incense sticks, Qin Feng actually improved his realm. This speed really shocked him. Moreover, this also shows that the potion of pills that Qin Feng just refined has extraordinary medicinal effects, which can allow people to break through the realm in a short time. "Yeah." The guardian elder Mo Liang nodded. Mo Yun's analysis was not unreasonable. In this way, the pills refined by this young man were extremely extraordinary. Its purity is probably comparable to some holy medicines, otherwise, it would be impossible to break through the realm in such a short time. Did this kid really refine hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills just now? Mo Liang shouted to the monks kneeling on the ground in the distance. In his opinion, if Qin Feng really refined a large number of Wuxiang pills, even if some of them were consumed to improve the realm, there would still be a lot left. Not far away, the disciples of the Divine Sword sect who were kneeling on the ground nodded when they heard this, not daring to lie at all. "That's great, why are you still kneeling? Stand up quickly and come to me." The guardian elder Mo Liang found that his own disciples were still kneeling on the ground after he came, and they didn't seem to stand up, which really made him feel disappointed. The disciples of the Divine Sword sect looked at Qin Feng and then at Mo Liang, their bodies trembling, and they were really unsure in their hearts. Qin Feng was more powerful than they had imagined, and they knew that Qin Feng had directly refined hundreds of thousands of Wuxiang pills. A person with such a powerful divine power must be a demon. They even thought that Qin Feng had hidden his realm, and might be able to fight his own guardian elder on equal terms. Moreover, they knew that even if the guardian elder did not come, they could still survive in Qin Feng's hands, but what if they stood up and the guardian elder was defeated? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 689. The disciples of the Divine Sword sect looked at each other, feeling very uneasy. If the elders were also defeated, and they got up and offended Qin Feng, the only outcome would be death. "Senior brother, what do you do?" At this time, a junior brother whispered to an older monk, preparing to ask his opinion. "Play dead." The senior brother heard this. The response was instantaneous. "Ah, I feel so dizzy." Suddenly, the monk from the Divine Sword sect groaned and fell to the ground. This scene gave the remaining disciples hope. They roared one after another, then fell to the ground and passed out. Long Ma and Yeching Chen not far away were both stunned. They knew very well that Qin Feng did not take action against these people at all. These people fainted suddenly, probably on purpose. When Qin Feng, who was not far away, saw this scene, he also had a smile on his face. These disciples of the Divine Sword sect are very adaptable. These disciples forced themselves to faint with this power, and no one was offended. It was simply killing 2 birds with 1 stone. "Boy, what did you do to our disciple?" Mo Liang shouted coldly, and 2 lightning bolts shot out from his eyes, staring closely at Qin Feng in front, with murderous intent shining in his eyes. As you can see, they all fainted. They had been kneeling for too long. Did they suffer from hypoglycemia? Qin Feng stood with his hands behind his back, a calm expression on his face. The monk in front of him was at the 8th level of the princes, and his strength should not be underestimated. However, I just happened to have a breakthrough, so I can practice with the opponent to prove my improvement in combat effectiveness after my breakthrough. Lying, you obviously injured them. Boy, hand over all the elixirs on your body as compensation, and I can consider sparing your life. Mo Liang sneered and didn't take Qin Feng into his eyes at all. His cultivation was as high as the 8th level of the princes. To him, Qin Feng in front of him was no different than an ant. If you want my elixir, you can, but you must keep your life first. A cold light flashed in the depths of Qin Feng's eyes. The elder brought by the Divine Sword Sect's senior brother was just like him. In this case, there was no reason to keep them. Boy, I gave you a chance, but if you don't cherish it, then you have no choice but to die. Mo Liang's face was cold, and he didn't take Qin Feng seriously at all. In his opinion, a monk like Qin Feng could be beaten to death with one hand. Crack. As Mo Liang finished speaking, he suddenly slapped Qin Feng, and the space was shaking. Qin Feng's eyes turned cold. In an instant, he stood in the 9 Forbidden Realm and used the Qinqin Seal to block him. The Taiyan and the Sun intertwined and formed the Qinqin Seal, suppressing it forward. The terrifying power was earth-shattering, no weaker than Mo Liang's moves from the 8th level of the princes. Boom! In mid-air, Qin Feng and Mo Liang came into contact, and the power spread out immediately made the void tremble. A terrifying space crack appeared over the valley, and its combat power was immeasurable. Not far away, several monks were kneeling on the ground pretending to be unconscious. They were all frightened. They secretly looked at the two figures in the sky, and their expressions changed drastically. They were secretly glad that they were right in pretending to be unconscious. The other party could even stop the powerful guardian elders, and its combat power was hard to measure. The two of them separated in mid-air. They stood on both sides, with overwhelming divine power surging from their bodies. The powerful power radiated to all directions, making the creatures in the forest in the distance tremble. 10,000 swords returned to the clan. Suddenly, Mo Liang shouted loudly. With this contact, he knew that Qin Feng's combat effectiveness could not be judged by ordinary theory, so he used the secret skill of the Divine Sword Sect. Buzz. Behind Mo Liang, thousands of sword shadows appeared, and these sword shadows turned into a sea of swords, densely covering the entire sky. The same 10,000 swords Kazong, Mo Liang's display was many times more powerful than what Mo Yun used. The terrifying power was intertwined, and thousands of swords were fired together, turning into a rain of swords and tearing apart the air on the spot, making the void buzz. Qin Feng was happy and unafraid. He stepped on the immortal steps and took the initiative to meet him. The immortal steps allowed him to cross the void. The Juexian sword swayed with brilliant sword light and turned into a sky-reaching giant sword in the void, sweeping across the universe. Boom! The world is trembling violently. The Qin Feng Ju immortal sword, as the superior weapon of the earth immortal, is so powerful that it is indestructible. Mo Liang was horrified. He found that the Wanjian Gazong he had shot was trembling, as if he had met the emperor in the sword, and its power was greatly reduced. Immediately afterwards, the sword light swept across the sky, destroying most of his 10,000 swords Gazong at once. At this moment, Mo Liang felt the fear of death. Qin Feng was stronger than he expected. Brush. Seeing this scene, Mo Liang didn't hesitate at all. He turned around and ran. He knew that Qin Feng's combat effectiveness could not be judged by common sense. If he didn't run at this time, it would be too late. You won't have any chance if you choose to run away in front of me, Qin Feng. Qin Feng sneered, and murderous intent burst out in his eyes. Not long ago, the other party looked confident, but now he was cowed. It was really despising. Brush. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal steps and crossed the void at an incredible speed. In just a blink of an eye, Qin Feng caught up with Mo Liang, and then slashed forward with the immortal sword in his hand. There was no suspense. Mo Liang, who was running for his life, was killed by Qin Feng in the void before he could stop him. His speed was too fast. He didn't give Mo Liang any time to react before he killed him completely. After killing Mo Liang, a star gold scratch card appeared in the air. Qin Feng's eyes lit up and he picked up the card and scratched it. Ding! Congratulations to the host for using the star gold scratch card and getting a Dehu Guanding pill. Dehu Guanding pill can make the host unconditionally improve a small realm without any side effects. After seeing the introduction of the system, Qin Feng was instantly overjoyed. After having this Dehu Guanding, he could become a powerful person of the 7th level of Wuxiang. At that time, even if he met the Shang King, he would still be fearless. In the distance, the monks of the Divine Sword sect who were pretending to be dead were so frightened when they saw the scene that they dared not move. Their elders, who were so powerful, were killed by the other party. They were very happy that their choice was correct. At this time, Mo Yun was also terrified. He saw that the guardian elder he brought was easily killed by the other party, which made him feel uneasy. However, while Qin Feng and Mo Liang were fighting, he quietly approached Yeching Cheng. At this moment, he was only 20 meters away from Yeching Cheng. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 690. Haha, kid, your woman can't be as strong as you. If you don't want him to die, surrender immediately. Mo Yun looked fierce. He felt that he had already controlled the overall situation and was invincible. In less than a second, he came to the side of Yeching Cheng, and his palm was like an eagle's claw, grabbing Yeching Cheng. At the same time, he did not forget to use his soul, wanting to see Qin Feng's panic expression. However, Mo Yun miscalculated. He found that Qin Feng was not panicked at all in his perception. Just when Mo Yun felt that things were not good, he immediately gathered his mind and prepared to go all out. It was at this time that he found a huge hoof appeared in front of him. The hoof became bigger and bigger in his eyes. He only felt that his eyes were bright red, and then there was no more. In the mountains, Longma looked at Mo Liang, who had become a puzzled mud not far away, and retracted his hoof. With the protection of Longma, who was at the level of a great king, Qin Feng was not worried about Yekingchen's safety at all. Good on. Qin Feng swallowed the Daihu Guanding pill, and then his body seemed to be burning like fire. The instant heat lasted only 2 breaths, and Qin Feng found that the shackles in his body were broken, and he stood steadily at the 7th level of Wuxiang. Oh my god, it's so simple, it would be better if there were more. Qin Feng was still unsatisfied. If there were a few more such pills, he would be able to become the top master on the ancient continent in the shortest time. However, such pills are hard to come by, and there is no way to refine them. They are rewards given to him by the system and cannot be mass-produced, so he can only think about it. After reaching the 7th level of Wuxiang, Qin Feng knew that his realm was enough to kill the king of Shang. However, to be on the safe side, Qin Feng decided to use the fairy gold accumulated in these days to improve the quality of the Juexian sword. Swish. Qin Feng took out the purple gold bagua furnace again and placed the absolute immortal sword in it. As he placed one piece of immortal gold after another, Qin Feng used the Suzaku divine fire to forge the absolute immortal sword. However, as the quality of immortal gold became higher and higher, it became more and more difficult to melt. This time, Qin Feng spent 4 hours to refine it before he felt that the absolute immortal sword had changed. As one of the 4 legendary immortal swords, The absolute immortal sword began to tremble violently and became dazzling after absorbing countless immortal golds. Buzz. Finally, when the absolute immortal sword and all the immortal golds merged into one, it broke through the purple gold bagua furnace and floated in the air, shaking wildly. Strands of sword light shot out, and the absolute immortal sword completed its transformation, and its quality was directly improved to the level of celestial immortals. Ding, congratulations, remember, the Earth Immortal upper grade Jwexian sword has been upgraded to the Heaven Immortal lower grade Jwexian sword. Done. Qin Feng was overjoyed, the Jwexian sword had been upgraded, and the power had also been increased by more than 10 times. It's time to kill the Shang King. Qin Feng's eyes were full of golden light, and his eyes looked at the area where the Shang King was. By the way, where is the territory of the Shangyang clan? At this time, Qin Feng suddenly remembered that he didn't know where the territory of the Shangyang clan was. How about finding a guide? Ye Qingcheng, who was standing by, came to Qin Feng after seeing that Qin Feng was ready. Okay. Qin Feng smiled slightly, and he took advantage of the situation to hug Ye Qingcheng's waist, making Ye Qingcheng's cheeks blush, and the red clouds of the coffee mania were happy. Let's go to Yuanwang Mountain. Qin Feng embraced Ye Qingcheng and wanted to fly into the air, came to the back of the dragon horse, and rushed towards Yuanwang Mountain. In the main hall of the Ape King Mountain, the Ape King sitting in the main seat had a face full of melancholy. Qin Feng had plundered all the treasures and holy medicines of their Ape King Mountain, and he was worried about this. When he was in the fortune pool, he offended the king of Shang and was about to go to the Shangyang clan to apologize, but he never thought that he would be intercepted by Qin Feng. Now, he mobilized the cultivators of the entire clan, but he could only barely collect some natural treasures. These natural treasures are far less than 1/10 of the previous ones. In his opinion, these things are probably the same as broken copper and iron to the king of Shang. Such a gift of meeting, let alone whether it can eliminate the anger of the king of Shang, I am afraid that even whether the other party can see the ground is a problem. If the king really can't do it, let's run away. Run, where to run? This entire purple mansion profound realm will belong to the king of Shang in the future, and we have no place to run. The Ape King had a face full of sorrow. Not only was he remembered by the king of Shang, but the Wolf King was also dissatisfied with him because he led Qin Feng to the Wolf King Mountain. If it weren't for the urgent need to please King Shang first, the Wolf King clan would probably have gone to war with Ape King Mountain directly. Just when the Ape King was in a dilemma, there was a vibration in front of his mountain gate, followed by a powerful sound of breaking through the air. A cold lightning flashed in the Ape King's eyes. He looked at the sky, and then his eyes widened, and he was completely stunned. What's wrong with you, King? King. Some elders of Ape King Mountain were giving their opinions to Wish, and they saw their king standing there in a daze. He didn't respond to their words at all, and looked up at the sky in confusion. Then, everyone was stunned like the Ape King, and their faces squeezed out expressions that were uglier than crying. You are here. The Ape King laughed awkwardly, but he kept complaining in his heart. Qin Feng, who had plundered the Ape King Mountain, actually came back at this time, which made his heart bleed. At this time, the Ape King found that there was an elder beside him pulling his sleeve, and he looked at the elder with dissatisfaction. The elder was pointing at the jade table in front of him and winking. The Ape King put his eyes on the jade table. For a moment, he felt dizzy and almost fainted. It turned out that the Ape King was so stunned that he forgot to put away the treasures that had just been collected on the jade table, which made him feel that his heart was broken. Ape King, you are too polite. In this case, I will accept it with pleasure. Qin Feng rode the dragon horse and came to the Ape King's hall. He saw the treasures piled on the jade table and a smile bloomed on his face. Swish. As Qin Feng's mind moved, the countless magic weapons and spiritual medicines that the Ape King had just gathered on the jade table were collected into the space. After doing all this, Qin Feng looked at the expression on the Ape King's face that was uglier than crying, and he said, "Why, aren't these prepared for me?" When the Ape King heard this, his heart suddenly beat, and he showed a smile that was uglier than crying, saying, "No, no, this is prepared for you."